The Vision High School Sports Meet is brought to you by the 11 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships, offering Nissan, Kia, Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Jeep, Dodge, Chrysler, Ram, and the resale division with locations in the greater Rochester area near you. Visit visionauto.com. Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us on the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. We are on location this week at Vision Hyundai in Henrietta. And now through Christmas, you can be a part of the Reason for the Season toy drive. It's easy, just drop off an unwrapped toy here at 2525 West Henrietta Road or any of the 11 Vision dealerships and receive a free oil change. Before we say goodbye for the fall season, there was still a state champion to be determined, and Batavia headed to the Carrier Dome on the strength of one of the best performances in New York State history. In Syracuse with Ray Leach and the Blue Devils, here's Paul Gotham.
The New York State Class B Football Championship. Top-ranked Glens Falls looking for its second state title in 3 years versus second-ranked Batavia, hoping to cap a magical season with the program's first state championship. The Glens Falls aerial attack is orchestrated by quarterback Joe Girard III, the Syracuse University basketball commit.
You know every team's going to be very good. You hear about what they do good, what they might do not so good, but that's not very many things, obviously. But we've got quite a bit of film on them. We got a pretty good idea of what they're doing. I think we got a good game plan.
Batavia puts the ball in Ray Leach's hands and grinds out yards on the ground. In his 3 previous games, the senior running back rushed for more than 1,200 yards and amassed 22 touchdowns.
I don't think I can put it into words. The only thing I can say is that this entire weekend I've been down here, it's been the talk of the state football committee, and we have some pretty veteran guys on our committee that cannot remember performance like this through the state tournament. So he's on special ground right now.
He's a special player, he's a special human, and he's got some guys up front doing the job for him as well.
Batavia received the opening kickoff and went the length of the field in 6 plays. Leach carried the ball across the goal line, but this time he scored through the air on a 28-yard catch-and-run toss from Ethan Biscaro.
I think it's what they do, and let's get the ball to Ray Leach. And if he gets the ball, gets his carries, and gets his yards, and they can control the clock and control the time, I think they got a good shot.
On the next drive, Leach showed his versatility and connected with Tayo Aburi Bethel on a 46-yard pass. Batavia led 14-0. But the Blue Devils paid a price. Ethan Biscaro suffered a knee injury. The senior quarterback and free safety left the game and did not return until the second half.
He's a huge part of our offense and our defense, so that no question about it, that hurt a lot. But game of football and coaching, you got to figure out how to get it done, and I didn't do that. With Biscaro in the locker room, Girard and the Glens Falls offense found its rhythm. Elijah Sampson scored a pair of touchdowns. Girard displayed his ability to elude the defense on a 4-yard rush that covered more than 5 times that.
It's definitely natural. At the same time, when I'm running, I'm thinking, we're down in the dumps a little bit here. I might have to make a big play. And when I'm scrambling around, I'm always looking with my eyes downfield. But when I can take off, I take off and try to get what I can. And today, it happened. And when I was getting downfield, the receivers and the backs and all the linemen did a great job blocking for me. And credit to them for making the big plays as well.
An 83-yard Leach touchdown kept Batavia within reach, but the Blue Devils trailed 21-20 going into the locker room. It was as close as they would be for the remainder of the game. On the opening drive of the second half, Gerard hit David Barkley on a 4th and 13 from the Batavia 33 to cap a 7-play, 62-yard drive. Six minutes later, Gerard took it in himself. Glens Falls was on its way to a 55-32 triumph and another state title. On the day, Gerard scored twice with his feet, threw for 2 more touchdowns, and accounted for 314 yards through the air.
He's a great football player. Obviously, he's a Division I athlete. We had our opportunities, I think, and he was very difficult to get a hold of. We simulated all week in practice, but at the end of the day, you still got to come out here and make plays.
We just made plays on defense in the second half and the beginning of it. My cousin Trent Gerard did a great job of finding his way to get the ball, and when he got it, he made plays happen. So, credit to him and credit to the whole line, and just the defense in general. We did a really great job today, and I couldn't be more proud to be an Indian.
Leach finished the day with 30 carries and 410 yards gained. He rushed for 3 touchdowns, scored another through the air, and also threw for 1.
We were a little tired. I just had to believe in my line and keep running the ball hard. Coach told me to stay positive, keep working. Just came into practice each week and worked hard and believed in my team.
Leach set the state's single-season rushing mark with 2,993 yards. From the Carrier Dome in Syracuse, New York, this is Paul Gotham with the Vision High School Sports Beat.
Coming up, Paul is back for the Dunkin Donuts High School Notebook. We've got that and more when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Bacon, egg, cheese. Only one way to make this better. Another one. Dunkin' Go-Tos. Get 2 bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches for $5. America runs on Dunkin'.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. It's time now for the High School Notebook, brought to you by Dunkin Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. And as always, we are joined by Paul Gotham from PickandSplinters.com. Paul, let's talk a little bit about what's on the site right now.
Well, we got the opening weekend of basketball, believe it or not. High school basketball gets started. We got live coverage from the Finger Lakes Tip-Off Tournament at Canandaigua, as well as a tournament at Eastridge. So come and get plenty of coverage at Pick and Splinters.
It's almost hard to believe that basketball season is already here, but we've got some football to talk about first, don't we?
Well, certainly got to talk about Aquinas, and there's that cliche out there that I've heard something about defense and championships and how they're correlated. 3 red zone turnovers, all caused by James Jones, leads to Aquinas' 21-14 win over New Rochelle in the Section 5, or the New York State, Class AA championship. 2 interceptions and a forced fumble on the goal line. James Jones doing a great job for the Little Irish. Great job by Derek Anacino and his coaching staff to get that championship.
Proven once again they're the class around here and around the rest of the state pretty much.
Without question.
Let's talk a little about some Section 5 alums that are making some headlines right now.
We wake up Thanksgiving morning to career nights from Anthony Lamb and Jalen Pickett. Anthony Lamb scoring 34 points in Vermont's win. Of course, Anthony Lamb from Greece Athena and Jalen Pickett also from Aquinas. Pickett, a freshman at Siena College, scored 25 points in their win. Pickett is averaging 7 assists to 3 turnovers a night through the first 5 games, so he's really getting it started off pretty well. Can't forget the girls' side, Sierra Dillard, Kate's Child Eye. Sierra Dillard has now been listed on the Naismith Award watch list and the Wade Award watch list, the College Basketball Player of the Year. In UB's recent win over Georgetown, Sierra with 33 points, 8 rebounds, 7 steals, and 5 assists. I don't think the stat sheet could get stuffed any more than that. And certainly, they went to the Sweet 16 last year, and Sierra's looking to lead them back there again this year.
Fantastic stuff. Talk a little about the high school now. What's coming up in 2A as far as the boys go.
It's going to be a really fun year, and certainly AA, A1, B, but Class A2, you have the convergence of East High and Pittsford Sutherland coming down from A1 into A2, and you have North Star Christian moving up from C1 to A2. You have 11 teams. You can make a case for 7 of those teams winning the title. Of course, Miles Brown, Class C, New York State Player of the Year last year, scored over 2,000 points, will be leading North Star. But you look at that and you bring in there the Wayne Eagles are the 2-time reigning champions in A2. They returned 4 starters. Northeast Douglas played in the finals last year. They return all 5 starters. So you have a bunch of teams. Making the semifinals is going to be a challenge. And those East High Eagles with Chaz Washington and Maurice Coney coming back as starters, they form a lineup now with transfers Dylan Scott and Zach Scott. Daryl Barley, with that crew coming in, he has as deep of a squad as he has had in years.
And that's saying something. The winter season, longest season of the high school year, but I guarantee it's going to fly by.
Yes.
Paul, as always, great stuff. Thanks very much. Back with more of the Vision High School Sports Beat right after this. Coming up next, the Making the Grade nominee with Kim. And later, the hockey team that played for a national championship last year is back. We've got that story when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues. Welcome back, and thanks once again for joining us on the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. We're on location this week for the Vision Reason for the Season Toy Drive. Stop by Vision Hyundai in Henrietta or visit visionauto.com for more details. Now here's Kim Burnson with this week's Making the Grade nominee.
Making the grade this week is Nick Onachino of Aquinas. Nick is a 3-year varsity player and center for the Little Irish football team. He quickly worked his way into a starting role and continued to grow and improve year to year. As a senior, he was a team leader and played a critical role in Aquinas' success this season. He was also a second-team AGR selection last year. Nick also excels in the classroom, where he carries a perfect 100 average and is a member of the National Honor Society. His hard work and long hours of studying are great practice for the major he's planning to pursue in college. Next year, he not only wants to continue his football career at the U of R, but hopes to study neuroscience. Nominated for his work ethic and drive to succeed, this week Nick Onachino is making the grade.
If you have a student in mind for the Making the Grade segment, we want your nominations. Send them in to info@classywolf.com. And now here are some of the athletes, teams, and coaches making news in this week's Section 5 Spotlight, brought to you by McCardles in Fairport. Come home to McCardles. Congrats to Pittsford Mendon's Sam Lawler, who finished 7th at the Northeast Cross Country Regionals to make it to the Nike Nationals in San Diego. Penfield hockey coach Nathan Miller picked up career win 100 in the Patriots' 10-2 win over Brighton to start the season. Jake Fox had his first varsity hat trick in that game. And finally, former Aquinas star Jalen Pickett scored a season-high 25 points in a loss to Lehigh. The first-year player is averaging over 15 a game. Well, coming up next, the girls of Bishop Kearney selects Academy hockey team when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
And now to Eichel. He floated one. Score!
Well, welcome back, and thanks once again for joining us on the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. This segment of the Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the Injury Free Coalition and our friends at Leo's Bakery and Deli. Please remember to always wear your seatbelt in the front and back seats, and to focus only on driving when behind the wheel of a car. This message courtesy of the Injury Free Coalition for Kids Smart Teen Driving Program and our friends at Leo's Bakery and Deli. The athletes on the Bishop Kearney Selects Academy team come from all over the country to play hockey while attending class and living on campus. There's only one other school experience like it in the U.S., and as Paul Gotham learned, they do it right at BK.
This is no ordinary high school hockey team. The Bishop Kearney Select Squad not only attends the school in Irondequoit, they live there. It began with a phone call in the summer of 2014. A representative from the Monroe County Sports Commission contacted Bishop Kearney Athletic Director Chris Belmont about the possibility of starting a girls' hockey team at the school. Renovation of the school's third floor started the following summer. 3 years later, Select's Academy at Bishop Kearney, a legacy global sports program, consists of 2 teams, a U19 and a U16 squad, with the 40 players living on campus, developing as students in the classroom and student athletes on the ice.
It's unbelievable. I was a Division I, NCAA Division I assistant coach for 8 years prior to coming here, and to be able to work with the girls on a day-to-day basis is awesome. Having the ability to work day-to-day with our players and help develop skills and see them make the next steps is incredibly rewarding. It's a fun age group to work with, and so one of the reasons I came back to this level was I felt that with my experience I could make a real difference in terms of their development.
7 days a week. Players live together, eating breakfast together in the morning before attending classes, and then on to practice later in the day.
Well, our most grueling schedule is our Tuesday, Wednesday, and the girls are in class from 8 a.m. to 2:45. We're on the bus at 3 o'clock. Practice starts 3:35. We skate till 4:50, so a 75-minute practice. We go upstairs at Bill Gray's. We work out with Parisi Speed School for an hour. We come back to school. They have dinner at 6:45. Dorm duties from 7:15 to 8. Study hall from 8 to 9:30, and then an hour of free time. So those are pretty jam-packed days, both of those.
I like having a really structured schedule, actually. It keeps me on task. It makes sure that I do all my homework during study hall. I mean, I pretty much like the structured schedule overall. I mean, being at such a young age and being able to have a strict schedule helps us stay on task and ultimately become more independent.
What's it been like adjusting to that?
Yeah, it's been pretty difficult. Just obviously we have a pretty jam-packed day. Just being able to talk to your parents sometimes, it's kind of hard to fit in.
And the players? They live in 13 states and across Canada. Girls coming from as far as California, Arizona, Wisconsin, and New Brunswick to Bishop Kearney to play hockey. Recruiting could be overwhelming, but Legacy Sports takes care of identifying those student athletes who fit with the program.
We're fortunate that we do attract a lot of the top players in the country with our reputation, not only from Bishop Kearney's reputation as a school, but Legacy Global Sports is the other part of our program that has more history in the game as well. They run spring teams and summer teams, and there's some channels there where girls get excited about playing for Selects and maybe one day playing for Selects Academy at Bishop Kearney.
Making the adjustment to living away from home as a teenager?
Living on your own and being more independent, like doing your own laundry, getting up, not having your mom wake you up, making your bed in the morning. There are definitely a lot of adjustments, but all of it is to make us better human beings and be more independent.
I think it was good to adjust to now, because obviously down the road we'll be going to college and living away from home anyway. So it was nice getting the opportunity to do it earlier on in life and just learning all these things, like you said, doing your own laundry and just kind of being more independent and just getting to learn those things now rather than later in college is really helpful, I think.
We have a bunch of girls that have also been here for 3 years, so we're all kind of a support system, and we all help each other to make sure our dorm jobs get done, or if anyone needs support with anything. I'm always there, and everyone's always there for each other.
The sacrifice and commitment is paying off, with student athletes earning college commitments from schools such as Yale, Princeton, Wisconsin University, Clarkson, and the University of Vermont, to name a few.
Yeah, it's awesome. Just being able to live with some of your closest friends, your best friends, and then we're all here for a reason, and we're all motivate each other, and we're all positive. So it's really easy to be in an environment where everyone is striving for the same goal, like you said, and everyone just wants to work as hard as they can. It helps you and motivates you as well.
It's very inspiring, actually. I'm a goalie, so it's a little bit of a different situation, but you get pushed. We all push each other, and it gives us something to look up to, and it makes us all leaders. And it's amazing that this place gives us the opportunity to be able to play at a collegiate level.
Players Kiara Zanin and Carolyn Harvey earned spots on the USA Today preseason girls team earlier this year. The Bishop Kearney Select Squad has their sights set on a return to the championship game later in April. From Bishop Kearney High School, this is Paul Gotham with the Vision High School Sports Beat.
Well, we'd like to thank everyone at Vision Hyundai in Henrietta for hosting us this week, and a reminder to donate a toy here or at any of the 11 Vision dealerships. It's the reason for the season toy drive at Vision, and it's going on throughout the holiday season. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next week with the Vision High School Sports Beat.